Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Baltimore Ravens versus Green Bay Packers Week 11 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation in terms of various variables. However, there's always going to be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting with the NFL stat basic comparison data. And basic comparison data essentially deals with how the offense is doing, how the defense is doing, how the special teams is doing, how all those different various data points are performing. And when you look at this particular matchup, it pretty much favors the Ravens in this matchup. But there are some areas where the Packers are better. So starting on offense, this is really where the Packers have advantages. Offensively speaking, the Packers have a better turnover ratio. They don't turn the football over as much as the Ravens do. And the Packers also have a better offensive score percentage, meaning that the Packers score on more drives more often. So they put up more points. And the only area where the Ravens actually have somewhat of an advantage, like in terms of one area where they're actually decent, it's sack percentage. The Ravens prevent sacks at a better rate than the Packers. But defensively, this is where the Ravens kind of take it away. The Ravens have a much better defense in terms of defensive offensive score percentage. Ravens have a better defense in terms of turnovers. Ravens have a better defense in terms of getting sacks. And the Ravens also have a better defense in terms of getting interceptions. So defensively dominant by the Ravens when you compare the two teams. Then, of course, when you get to special teams data, so punt return yardage, kick return yardage, and all those other sort of variables, the Ravens have it in terms of punt and kick return yardage. Defensive punt return yardage is more so in favor of the Packers. Defensive kick return yardage is more so in favor of the Ravens. Field goal percentage is with the Ravens, and extra point percentage was with the Ravens, and punting average is with the Ravens. So defensively, Ravens favored. Special teams wise, Ravens favored. Packers are favored offensively speaking. Before any of you guys say anything, you're going to go, well, so the Ravens. Well, not so fast. This is a game where the Packers offense is good enough. They can put up points. Like, you don't want to depend on the Ravens offense. I hate to break it to you. But this Ravens offense is not just bad because they played tough schedule. It's bad because it's just bad. It's just a bad offense. They don't have a lot of playmakers. They don't have a lot of great running backs. They just don't have a ton of stuff to really work with in terms of that offense. So there is an opportunity for the Packers to win this game on offense. But we'll see. Now when we get to other sort of data points, so instead of looking at things from a macro level, which we just did, let's look at things from a micro level. So looking at down and distance data in terms of completion percentage data between the Ravens offense and the Packers defense. And as you can clearly see, the Ravens offense is favored here in terms of second and third down respectfully. Then, of course, you look at the Packers offense versus Ravens defense. In this particular area, the Ravens are favored here in terms of second and third down. Then, of course, we get to rushing downs. This is the Ravens rushing offense versus Packers rushing defense. And in this particular area, the Ravens are favored in terms of second and third down, respectfully. Then, of course, we get to rushing downs for the Packers offense versus the Ravens defense. In this particular area, the Packers are favored in terms of second and third down, respectfully. So I think the Packers will have some success rushing the football. Then, of course, you get to passing downs between the Ravens offense and the Packers defense. In this particular area, the Ravens are actually favored. It's one of those weird sort of stuff where again, the Ravens offense is not that great. Passing offense-wise, they don't have a lot of playmakers. But the Packers defense is also not that great either. So this is going to be one of those games where it's put up or shut up, to a certain extent. The Ravens have to perform on offense if they're going to solidify this win. Then, of course, you get to the passing downs for the Packers offense and the Ravens defense. In this particular matchup, the Ravens are favored here in terms of first and third down, respectfully. Then we get to sack rate. Ravens offense, in terms of first and second down, pretty much favors them there. Packers do have some advantage on third down. Then we get to the sack rate. The Packers offense versus Ravens defense. In this particular area, the Packers are favored here in terms of second and third down, respectfully. Then we get to interception ratio between the Ravens offense and the Packers defense, and the Packers are favored here in terms of first and second down. And then lastly, the Packers offense versus Ravens defense. The Ravens are favored here in terms of first and third down, respectfully. So ultimately, getting all this information, putting it all together, and putting on a little thinking cap, who's going to win this matchup? Most of the data favors the Ravens. But is there an opportunity for the Packers to win this game? Absolutely. I think if the Packers come into this game, they play well on offense, they don't turn the football over, which is going to be a big if. They don't get a lot of sacks, which is also going to be like the offense of the Packers has to overcome the obstacles of the Ravens defense. And there have been a couple teams this year that were able to overcome those obstacles. They were able to get over the hump with this particular matchup. But do I think that that's going to happen? I really don't know. So ultimately, I would go with the Ravens here. I think despite, and I'm not trying to overanalyze things or overthink things, but and that's my point, is instead of overthinking things and overanalyzing things, I'm just going to go with what the data ultimately says, and it's Ravens victory. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.